Ricky Racer. Thought I'd do a little walk around and a walk through on the big girl E450 camper van. We have got it at a point where I think it's just going to stay for a minute. I'd like to add a sink on the inside, but I have to gotta fine-tune the solar system. You know, keep using it and making sure everything's working good there. You can see the side edge of the one panel. You can see I've got all the lights blocked off, the emergency lights. I removed the sirens from the front, the flashers from the side. I got a porch light right here. These factory lights, scene lights, still work. They just don't work off of my solar system yet. I'm thinking about tapping them into my own power system, separating them from the cranking batteries. You can see I took off the back lights. Got a porch light back here. There's the fourth panel on the back. As you can tell, I utilized a factory hole where the pole lights were plugged in. This is what it looked like before. I'm gonna probably just block that off for now with a piece of diamond plate, because when I installed the AC, I've got a nice big chunk of diamond plate, and I can use that to block that. I'd like to block all the holes off that I've blocked on the sides with diamond plate, but that was a little more time consuming and more money than I wanted to spend at the moment. So we opted for ABS, the cheap stuff. It works. Here's the cabinet that's got the AC unit in it. I still have to work out a drain system, and then that way I can utilize this as storage here. Whoops. Of course, you guys have all seen the power cabinet. Not the latest iteration of it though. We had to I had all the solar wires pre-run just so I could hook them up. And when I tested these panels on the ground before we mounted them, those wires didn't work for whatever reason. Then I had a master on-off switch box here that was about this size. I replaced that with a 80 amp circuit breaker, and it's also, if you push the red button, it's manual. You can just turn the power off. So right now we are $60 is going into the battery bank. That's about 800 watts. These panels are good for 1200, and I know you never get that full number, but I gotta make sure all that stuff is exactly right and working properly before we get too much farther. That's my 12-volt system, bus bars, master on-off switch, the 24-volt bus bars. As you can tell, I got that gland right there with the new wires in it. I didn't mention, but this here is for shore power. That goes straight to the inverter system and charges the batteries, and will run the van just like it, just like home if you're plugged in. Here we go. Of course, I painted the scratched up cabinet doors patriotic blue. Did it with the door trim as well. We got navy blue here on the floor. I'm glad I got the floor done. It was atrocious, and it was getting to me a little bit. I'm not easily, I'm not queamish on blood and gut stains, but you know, probably a few people died in this big girl, and there's probably more got saved in it. And I've been saved in one of these multiple times, so no problems there. It's kind of nice. I got access to the cabinet right here with these sliding doors. Of course, this here's the bed. couch slash bed. It's a slab bed, pulls out, takes seconds to pull it out, and it's a bed. Of course, there's my diesel heater right here. That's the display for it, the on off. It's mounted down here. There's the intake. This is just an air breather screen. Got the fridge slash freezer. The fridge is up top. Here, let's turn that up a little bit. This is the freezer. I'm carnivore, so I needed a big freezer. Gotta have lots of meat in there. I don't play with the sides. Now we got the old AC unit. As sweet as it is. In fact, let's well, I turn it on. We gotta open that cabinet door. When you run it, you gotta have the cabinet door open. You can see I got my 120 volt outlets here. The wall was so thin between the outside of the box and this that I couldn't put them on the on the inside of the wall. Had to go right there. That works for me. I'm not a global elitist. I can do with I can do without the finer things in life. At least I got plug-ins. And up here we got and all my lights. These are awesome. Got white and blue. These are very bright. You can dim them down. 3 different colors. I like the blue mood lights. You turn all those lights on, you could do surgery in here. I mean, it's bright. But I put a light where all the factory lights were at, just to cover the holes. Still got to get the ABS to cover this. I got to work on that, but we got a big event coming up next weekend, Mid-Ohio, AMA, Moto America Superbikes. I'm going to be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Come back Monday. It's going to be a grand time. So I got to get everything situated, packed up, and all that good stuff. This is a nice cabinet here. There's my cooktop. Well, that's the update on this big girl video. I will be back. I'll touch bases with everybody before I take off, and then I'll do a video of the road trip there. And we'll see you guys next weekend for sure at the Superbike races at Mid-Ohio. Later.